I was wanting to pop on and talk briefly about the Dark Night of the Soul. It is something that a lot of us have heard about, but it's also something that many of us have not. And I wanted to give a little bit of insight on it and a little bit of information about my experience with it. Now, the Dark Night of the Soul is something that we go through when we are experiencing our enlightenment journey. As we start to shed different layers of ourselves, we begin to shed our ego. And as we shed our ego, we start seeing things very differently. We start questioning ourselves. We start wondering, who are we? Where are we going? What's our purpose? What's our motivation? I don't have any motivation. Who's that person? Why are they acting like that? What's going on in the world today? The veil just starts to lift. And we often find ourselves in these places that make us absolutely question everything. Now, it is very closely connected to the feelings of depression. That is something that a lot of people will actually end up with the label of is depression when in fact they are going through the dark night of the soul. Now, the dark night of the soul is something that doesn't just happen overnight. It is not one night. It is actually a process that can happen and occur over many, 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 many years. It's something that goes and comes back and goes and comes back. And every time you start to shed layer after layer after layer, you'll notice that, you might start staying away from certain environments or people or places. You might start to realize that yourself as a whole is changing, and that once you come out of this funk, that you start to really be more inspired and more motivated. Now, one of the best things that I can suggest to anybody is to actually, in those moments, become the observer. Because when you become the observer of your thoughts, it gives you so much more control over your feelings and your life. Because your feelings are so directly connected to your life through the law of attraction, which is a real thing, we all operate as energy with energy because we're energetic spiritual beings living in these little outfits. Energy is a really, really big thing to understand. Now, when you become the observer of your thoughts, you're able to be like, okay, where's this thought coming from? You can view it without being affected by it inside, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, because yes, your thoughts actually have the ability to manifest inside your body and create a lot of havoc. If in fact you are not able to keep your thoughts positive and you're beating yourself up over things, or you have a lot of toxic thought patterns and your I ams are not finishing with a positive thought. I am strong, I am healthy, I am love, I am loved, I am, if they are negative things that are coming out of your mouth, then that stuff actually has the ability to manifest inside your body, and it can come through as stress, rashes, inflammation, disease. There's a lot of different things. So becoming the observer of those thoughts gives you a lot of power and control over yourself and your life. Now, that is what's going to help you through the dark night of the soul in so many different ways, because you'll be able to observe the ego that's screaming at you. The ego is going to scream at you while you're going through this. It might tell you all the things that you are or you aren't, or, what is it like, there's a lot of chatter that can happen. And the ego likes to hang out with the mind. So once you start to roll further into your spirit, you're going to be able to see the difference between the two. Now, please don't take me wrong here. Like, I mean, the mind and the ego, they can be very powerful things. They are designed to help protect us, and we're able to work with them in different ways. But we're not taught too much about the spiritual body, and the spiritual body is really the essence of who we are. The mental body, the physical body, yes, they are both incredibly important. The physical body gets everything around. The mental body helps protect us and works in conjunction with the spiritual body, which also has the ability to provide an incredible earthly experience. But the spiritual body is very, very important, and it's very important that we understand how to work with it, and especially how to listen to it. Now, that is something that I talk about a lot, is how to actually hear yourself. If you take a look at one of my previous videos that are on here, along with there's a lot more to come, and I will be offering a lot more content when it comes to how to hear your spirit, hear your intuition, and allow it to be the GPS and the compass that you require to get from here to there or wherever you are wanting to go. But back to the dark night of the soul. If you're going through a stage or a phase where you feel like things are like leaving your life, whether it be friends or even family, and if you're having these experiences that are kind of jaw dropping and you're trying to understand what is going on, what is happening, how am I not this person that I was before? I mean, one of the things with the dark night of the soul is that you are evolving into something different. And sometimes you cannot, well, most of the time, you cannot see what that's going to be. All you know is you aren't the same as you were the day before, the day before, the day before, because you're shedding all these layers of the person that you were. Now, this isn't a horrible thing. This is a beautiful thing, but it can be a very hard experience. If you find yourself curled up in a ball crying, saying, "Why? I don't understand," that is completely normal. I mean, we all go through it. That is part of the process when you are starting to wake up. Now, if you found this video, it's because you're probably waking up, and it's probably because you are going through the dark night of the soul, and you came across this because you either searched it or it came into your awareness because you're supposed to see it. Now, when I went through one of the phases and stages of the dark night of the soul, it lasted about 6 to 8 months. And I found many different mediums to um, channel and process everything that I was going through. Um, for those that don't know, I am a singer songwriter and I'm an artist. So I managed to channel a lot of those emotions and energies and vibrations that I was feeling and experiencing and all the thoughts that I was observing. I put a lot of it through music, and that helped me out. So for those that, may not have an artistic medium, find a medium. Find something. The other thing that helped me channel some of the dark that I was working with and discovering within myself and the world around me was weight training. It gave me an aggressive place to focus and put things inside of. So search for something that you can do that's outside of your mind, that is going to allow you to do that, whether it be journaling, it could be a sport, it could be going for a run, it could be cooking, it could be baking, it could be just something. Channel it somewhere or you're gonna go loco. And I don't want to have people commenting, "You know what, I didn't find anything and I went loco." So those are just a couple little hints. That is something that I experienced, and I wanted to get on here and kind of make it short and sweet, not go too far, because there's going to be a lot of content that's going to be coming over the course of the next while, including interviews with incredible people. um, for those that are interested, you can get in touch with me at info@soulfuel.ca. If you have an inspirational or motivational story or a spiritual experience, or you've experienced a miracle, get in touch with me, and we will talk. For those that are interested in any kind of one-on-one, get in touch with me. I'm here, and I'm available to people. I am finally ripping off the last little layers that I've been hiding behind, and getting out there and doing what I believe that I am supposed to do. This is my sole purpose. Yes, my name is Stacy, but you could also call me a number of the other things that I've been told I am over the course of my life. I am a clairaudient, an empath, a starseed, light worker, medium, spiritual conduit, spirit reader, soul doctor. I mean, you name it, but you can just call me Stacy. I'm cool with that. So, if you want to get in touch with me because you would like to do some one-on-one work, or you have some questions, or you would like to be featured on the podcast, or Soulfuel TV, get a hold of me. info@soulfuel.ca. But other than that, for those that are going through the dark night, you will be okay. And I promise you will be okay. Just hold tight, find somewhere to channel it, become the observer of those thoughts, stand back, because between yourself and reality, there's the space between. Go there. Go there and create. Okay? Take care. Till next time.